Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Miss Lin. It's great to have you here.
In this video, we will revise tangent scale factor. The plan is we will go through a couple of examples together, and then you will have the chance to complete a few practice questions. Towards the end, there is also a couple of bonus questions. In this topic, we investigated the relationship between the opposite side and the adjacent side within a right-angled triangle. We found that every angle has its fixed tangent scale factor. This is very useful as it helps us to find the missing angle or the missing lengths within a right-angled triangle. For this topic, you will need to be able to do two types of questions. One is to find the missing lengths, and the other one is to find the missing angle. The method is exactly the same. The key is that you remember the fact A times TSF equals to O. We will first go through an example on finding the missing length. For this question, step number 1, we have to label the opposite side and the adjacent side. I know that you all know how to do this. Just to remind ourselves, always remember that you are standing at the angle and look at the triangle. This is the opposite and this is the adjacent. Step 2, we first write down our formula and go through the equation, write down what we know. Do we know A? Yes, we do. It is 10. Do we know TSF of 58 degrees? Yes, we do. We have the graph. We can find out. We are given the angle to be 58. Therefore, we need to go up to the graph and across to find the tangent scale factor, and as you can see, this is 1.6. Therefore, TSF for 58 degrees is 1.6. Now, do we know O? We don't know O. This is something we want to find, but we can work it out. 10 times 1.6 is 16. Therefore, O equals to 16. Now I will change the question slightly. For example, if I now know O, which is 13, and the angle, which is 58 degrees, would I be able to work out A? Let's follow the steps. Step 1, let's label the triangle. We are standing at 58 degrees, looking at the triangle. Therefore, 13 is the opposite, and that question mark, the length we want to find, is the adjacent. Step number 2, let's write down the formula. A times TSF equals to O. Do we know A? This is something we want to find. Do we know TSF? The TSF of 58 degrees is 1.6. So we can write that down. Do we know O? Yes, it's 13. Now here's the question. What can I do to work out A? The inverse of multiplication is division. Therefore, to remove the effect of multiplying by 1.6, we need to divide by 1.6. Since we need to keep the equation same, we need to divide both sides by 1.6. Now we have worked out A. A equals to 13 divided by 1.6. Now division is the same as fraction, so we can write it as 13 over 1.6. Multiplying top bottom by 10, we will get 130 over 16, just so that you wouldn't have a decimal in the denominator. Now can you simplify this fraction for me? You can divide top bottom by 2 to get 65 over 8. And this is equal to 8.125. Or you can just leave your answer as a fraction. Moving on, how about missing angle? Again, it's exactly the same. Let's look at this example. Step 1, let's label the triangle. You are standing at the angle looking at the triangle. Therefore, 90 is O and 50 is A. Step 2, let's write down the formula. A is 50, so we don't know anything about TSF because we don't know the angle, but we know O. So O is 90. So how do we work out TSF? You know multiplication is commutative. Therefore, 50 times TSF is the same as TSF times 50 equals to 90. To undo the effect of multiplying by 50, we will have to divide both sides by 50. Therefore, TSF equals to 90 divided by 50. We can write it as a fraction. It's 90 over 50. We can simplify this fraction by dividing top bottom by 10 to get 9 over 5. What is 9 over 5? You can use bus stop method to work it out. 9 divided by 5. 1 over 5 goes into 9, remaining 4. 8 fives goes into 40. Therefore, 9 over 5 is the same as 1.8. We haven't finished, as we need to work out the missing angle. We only worked out the TSF, which is 1.8. To work out the angle, we have to go back to tangent graph, and since we know our tangent scale factor is 1.8, we can read the angle of the graph. The answer is 61. Therefore, angle F equals to 61 degrees. Now you have finished the question.
Now, are you ready for some practice? Have a go at these questions.
Since maths isn't a spectator sport, you can't get better at maths if you are only watching other people doing it. The final answers are in the description box. You can check once you have completed the question. And there are 2 bonus questions for you to try as well. Let me know if you have an answer and I can check your workings for you.
Well done for making through to the end, especially if you have done the questions yourself. Happy learning, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!